It's like the crown. Because relationships is something that we connect on different levels. It's a ship that you create with the capacity to move you through life. The love of God is truly manifested in the relationship between a man and a woman. The sexuality is the root cause of all our insecurities and problems. So at 45, at 50, at 60, like the lower your estrogen is, the more invisible you become, the less desirable you become to men. Your sexual attraction is very, very low. And it doesn't matter which one of you is younger or prettier. The one that emits the level 3 energy is going to be most attractable, so to speak. Like she's going to be most visible, and the man's attention is going to go there. And so if level 1 is the water, is the cup of water, level 2 is the well, level 3 is a lake, level 4 is like the river. The 7th level, this is already your 7th chakra. This is the spirituality. This is when you integrate your sexual energy together with your goddess divine. Hello and welcome to the School of Love. This is Yana Good. I'm starting a series of videos that are going to create a lot of aha moments for you, give you some major revelations, answer some deep-seated and serious questions about relationships, about love, about wholeness, about healing, and how to get married to the love of your life. And for some of you, also how to create a sacred union. Because relationships is something that we connect on different levels. We build a relationship based on attraction, sexual attraction. We build relationship based on emotional needs, on mental capacities where we are uniting in the mission in life and support each other through our purpose in life and our mission in life. And so we find the partner with whom we can grow and evolve. But there is also a spiritual component, someone with whom your heart and soul sings, someone with whom you find the meaning of life, not just the purpose of life. And that's what I call the sacred union. Someone with whom you can create a legendary love affair that involves and sexuality and sensitivity and fire, where you create life together and help each other to fulfill your missions in life, and also uncode the code to your heart. It's like, how do you open up your heart to truly love, truly trust, and evolve in the relationship? It's kind of like, the evolution of relationship. For me, I have been in search and practice of how to become a happy woman, how to learn to love and to be loved in the relationship of my choice, not the one that likes me, but the one that I also choose. And to feel deeply fulfilled in my life, in my relationship, and feel that the purpose of my life had meaning. And that meaning was growth, evolution, love, harmony, and in a context of prosperity through freedom. Because prosperity is, people can be millionaires and absolutely miserable. They can be billionaires and have 6 divorces. And, look at Elon Musk, one of the most genius people in the world, and also a beautiful man, but he cannot find a woman with whom he can be fulfilled, love and be loved. Look at Leonardo DiCaprio, who created the ultimate movie, the Titanic, the drama, the love, the death, the eternity, all these emotions, is still single in his 50s, keeps running after the 25-year-old models. And so relationships is it's like a ship. It is like a Titanic, relationship. I just thought about it, how beautiful. It's a ship that you create with the capacity to move you through life, and hopefully it's not a Titanic and it doesn't sink. And so for me, at 35 I became single, and I started learning and studying everything about relationships and the feminine arts, and art of enchantment and art of geisha. And then once I got married at 50, I started studying everything about psychology and human design and gene keys and the archetypes and Freud, to understand how to keep the relationship fresh, exciting, going, evolving. And so the last 20 years of my life, basically from 35 to 57, so what's that, 22 years actually, I dedicated to love. And I feel that I have mastered it and created the most beautiful solutions to all the questions that I had along the way, my students and my clients and my friends encountered along the way. And I've decided to create a series of videos for you to really give you the answers in a very cohesive way. So I want to welcome you to the School of Love and really give some time and thought to this process of evolution in love as a woman and as a couple. One of the grandest projects that I'm starting this year, it's called Let's Get Married. And this is for women that are single, but also for women that are in a relationship. Maybe it's good, but you want it to be great. Maybe it's not so good, it's falling apart, but you want to fix it. Or maybe you're going through divorce and this is the right time for you to learn whether you want to stay or do you want to start a new relationship. So in either case, I decided to call it Let's Get Married as a concept of creating a sacred union and a marriage based on love, attraction, sexual fulfillment, excitement, and also the purpose in life that fulfills both you and him. So, are you excited? Are you interested to see how is this possible? And one of the key things here is that there is no school for love. We are thrown into the life fully traumatized when we were growing up and completely confused once we go through our youth and start having relationships or getting married and having children, and then in the 30s, 40s, 50s getting divorced and totally confused, like where is the happiness and where is the love? For some of us, of course, there is a small percentage of people that, has figured it out. It just worked for them and they get lucky. But the majority in the world, and especially now, are suffering from loneliness, deep-seated loneliness, even if they're in relationships. This huge disconnect on a soul level, on a heart level, on an emotional level, on a mental level, or on a sexual level. On one of those levels, there is a problem in every relationship. And so for me, I have been studying the concept of chakras, is the energy centers in our body. The first chakra is sexuality. The second one is emotions, like it's our sensuality, how we sense the world. and how we feel about it. It's in our womb for women, and for men it's in our belly. The third chakra is about the fire, how we manifest ourselves in this world. For those who doesn't know the chakra system, just a little bit the concept. And the heart chakra, and this is the center where the happiness lies. When the first three chakras are harmonized, if we're sexually activated, if we're sensually in pleasure, if we're living fulfilled through our mission in life, having the clarity and commitment and understanding, why am I here? What am I doing? What is the purpose of my life? And a lot of people are super confused in here. That what makes your heart open. You feel like you're living your own life, and you can live it with love and truth and pleasure. And the fifth chakra is the mastery, is the level of how do you express yourself in this world, where you are again harmonized with your truth. The sixth chakra is our third eye, and this is where our souls commune. This is what we feel and know, and the deep voice that we hear inside about the world, about the people, is the truth that we know when we're in silence, or when we're in meditation, or when we connect to our Creator, our God. That's a deep inner knowing. We can call it intuition as well, that we need to know, I am who I am, and why am I here? And then the seventh chakra is the space that connects us to the cosmos, connects us to our divine creator. I call it the I am presence, the higher presence, or the universe. But this is the connection to something grander, greater than I am. And the first chakra is also connecting to the root, as through the roots that we have, to the earth, to the material world, through which we really manifest ourselves based on how much sexual energy we have. Because sexuality is our vitality. When you're sick, you don't have the energy to do anything. You probably don't want to have sex at that time. So that's how I realized that my sexual energy and my vitality is one, that everything is my sexual energy. That the amount of energy I have, what's running through all of my chakras, and that's the level of awareness I can hold and connect to the cosmos. Because when I'm sick, what am I thinking about? Survival. And so once I activated this channel inside of me and started to understand that everything is about energy, like Einstein said, if you want to understand the world or yourself, think about in terms of energy, frequency, and how that intertwines and works. And so, I've been thinking about it for the last 22 years and discovering and creating incredible instruments. And the last almost 8 years now, I am celebrating the sacred union with my beloved husband, who is 10 years younger than me. And so I figured it out by the time I was 50, how to become the woman that can love and be loved. And I've created incredible programs for women for that. And once I got married, it's a totally new era in my life began. And so all the instruments I created for myself and for women to become the woman who can choose, who can attract, and create a love affair that can become legendary and turn into a sacred union. That was an experiment that I went through. And in the process, what I've learned with my husband, we created together incredible online retreats for you. First, we started from the Wholeness Retreat. Then I've created the Sexual Goddess Retreat, and then the Queen Retreat, as an evolution for the woman to really, in her womb, to feel pleasure, confidence, joy, abundance, because for us women, all of this is activated through our womb. So my first program for women and my first journey into this feminine art of healing and art of activation and art of enchantment started from the womb healing. And this is a legendary program that I created for women. I haven't raised the prices for it for the last 10 years. I kept it very affordable for women because I think it's a life changer. And you can purchase it on our website. And all of our programs are beautifully created in video format, beautifully for you, in nature, with high quality, as a delightful journey into self-empowerment, self-healing, self-pleasure. I'm all about beauty and sensual enjoyment of the learning process. So if, like me, you have been looking for the key, for the answer, for the mystery of happiness as a woman, fulfillment as an individual, and having a relationship where you're actually fulfilled and you are real, authentic, and sovereign as a queen, and deeply loved and appreciated. I call it loved, worshipped, and adored. That was my key. That was my motto. That was my formula for the purpose in my life. Like at 45, I decided that I want to become the woman that can be loved, worshipped, and adored in a relationship with the love of my life. And at the time, I had a huge list for the ideal man or the perfect man for me. And I wanted him to look amazing, be young, vibrant, healthy, eat healthy, exercise, love life, have no children from previous relationships, or a really good relationship with his ex if they have children, and free to travel the world with me, to live with me in the most exotic and tropical places. And I wanted him to love God in the way that I love, as the meaning and purpose, not to go to church, but to worship the life and worship the woman as the church. I really believe that the love of God is truly manifested in the relationship between a man and a woman. Is I am the goddess and he is the god. We're part of the larger universal creation. And God lives through us, human beings, and experiences and expresses life through us. And so I wanted a relationship that is deep, nurturing, fulfilling, but also bright and exciting. And I will ask my husband to now insert a couple of videos from our life together in Bali. They say that the miracle of love is available at any age. In 2018, we got married when I turned 50 and Bulat 40. 2 years later, our relationship evolved into a sacred union. And now our love grows more and more every day.
teaching all couples to open hearts every day. You give us the hope to begin anew. You help us to heal and to love ourselves true. Yana and Bulat, Yana and Bulat, guiding millions with divine love. I am joining millions with divine love, I am joining millions with divine love, divine love.
And so, one of the deepest problems that I encountered is a cohesive information, is a school that would give me a step-by-step process of becoming, of practicing, and healing, and then how to get married, how to build a relationship once I'm in a relationship. So in reality, that is actually my personal journey. And it culminated in creating a step-by-step, a program and a product that helped me. And now at 57, having been married for almost 8 years now, we're celebrating our sacred union to the love of my life, where our love has been just growing and evolving and expanding because I build it on every chakra, on sexuality, on sensuality, on our missions in life being completed, on the deep love for each other, putting love on the altar as the most important piece in our relationship. It's not the business, it's not our families. And for us, the most important thing is our love. This is what we put at the altar. And then from loving each other, then we continue to build to the next level is our mastery. And so that's how the School of Love was born. At first, I had an Art of Enchantment.com, and then I had Yana Good, the Magical Woman. I've been evolving, and finally I fulfilled my dream. I built a School of Love, and I feel that for this new year, actually we're in Asia, so it is actually right now the new year here in Asia, and it's the year of the fire horse. I was contemplating about this new year and the goals and the desires that I have for myself, for our school, and I realized is that we actually completed, we created the School of Love, and every product I have is like a curriculum, and it can be, and I've designed it in a way that you can go step by step, or you can take it like a buffet and take that pieces that you right now feel most attracted to, whatever is lacking right now, that's the product that will call you. So you can use the school as randomly taking whatever you like, or you can use it, by the way, I will recommend for you right now. And in this coming up series, I will be sharing with you through the journey, but also opening up each product that finally will be that instrument that can take you to where you want to be. Because the amount of information, it's like we are right now bombarded through Instagram, through YouTube, through Facebook, through television. We're bombarded about how a woman should be, how men should be, what relationship is all about. There are millions of incredible coaches, and from many, many, many I have learned. And I'm grateful to all of my teachers. But one of the biggest issues that I had is that the amount of time that I invested into myself is not available to an average woman who has to work or has family. For me, I already built a $5 million business in network marketing in Narbonne International. And at 35, I had a $5 million business that was creating me residual income. So I haven't worked since then. So until I met my husband in my 50s, I didn't have to earn money. That business was taking care of me. And so having two master's degree and a law degree, I already had this incredible mind of a student, an incredible capacity to do research and analyze and figure things out and process. And so there were times where I would study 12 to 6 hours a day, listening to all these programs that I bought from different women. And then I would go and meet my teachers for life retreats and so forth. And when I went to Bali, which is a mecca for personal development, and all the world teachers, they come there and they do retreats. So I went to many of them in real life, and I thought that the biggest problem is the confusion, is the sea of information that is like thrown all over the places. And so slowly I started building step-by-step products that helped me to pull myself together and to practice. Every one of my products in the School of Love is an instrument that I have practiced for years. There is nothing in my school that I'm selling to you. Everything I've created for myself. It helped me to evolve as a woman. It took me to the next level. And from the next level, new questions, new issues would arise through both my personal journey into the happiness as a woman and into the happiness in my marriage and into the happiness in my sacred union. And through working with women, I could see what is lacking for them. That, oh, this instrument I recommend to her, but she also has these other issues that hasn't been addressed. And not everyone has the opportunity to invest her time and money into private work, because private work is luxury, is magnificent. For some, it's absolute necessity. Because they're a master, I can zoom in on you and work with your particular issues and answer your particular questions and create your particular formula. But most women don't have that opportunity. And so I wanted to create a step-by-step, beautiful school where the products are a delight and an answer and an inspiration and a deep healing instrument for you that brings it all together and allow you over the time stay focused, evolve, break through, and become the most magnificent woman that you want to be and the most magical woman that you can be. And so this year we're starting a new product. It's called Let's Get Married. And I want to share with you that this is like an umbrella. To be able to participate in this program, you need to go through certain retreats and the programs that I already created for you, because they are the stepping stones for your becoming. And so I thought how beautiful it is. Like everything is ready for the woman who wants to get married in this beautiful school that I've created with my husband in our sacred union energy is that I want to be honest with you that about the process. Whereas I used to buy and buy and buy products that would promise to me quick success. It's like, we're living in the world of McDonald's. You go in, you pay $1, and you quickly get fast food, and you're done. But in reality, to become someone that you fall in love with, to become someone who can actually radiate love in a relationship, to become someone that actually can create a legendary love affair that lasts forever and not just a temporary excitement where you just go after each other and then you get disappointed and then you go through the drama of life. It's actually like the art of living through the art of pleasure. And so this art of becoming, I call it embodying the art of pleasure. And so welcome into this beautiful process. And I want to share with you now, step by step, the tools, the programs, and the opportunities we have for you this year to live the best life that you deserve. So my deepest desire is to inspire you and to share with you the journey of a woman who has been able to create a sacred union, has been able to get married at 50, has been able to enjoy the last 7 years of my life, evolve through the relationship, evolve my husband through the relationship, where we healed each other, we fell in love deeper and deeper each year, we grew together, and to share with you the steps and the instruments, the knowledge, the information, the wisdom, and the love that was part of my journey into becoming the magical woman and the happy woman and a mature woman. It's incredible how quickly the life goes through, and before you know it, you're approaching your 60s. And I'm so happy that I'm approaching this part of my life having already created and lived and enjoyed the legendary love affair. And so I'm inviting you to watch the song that I created some time ago, where I woke up and I realized we're celebrating our 7th year anniversary of our sacred union. And I felt so overwhelmed with this love for the life that I had with him and the future that we have and the school that we created. And so I want you to watch what is possible at any age. And if you're single right now, please be inspired that Let's Get Married program is a beautiful, tangible goal that you can set for yourself this year, and you can truly manifest the relationship of your dreams. So before I share with you the instruments and the step-by-steps that I recommend for you to go through in your own school of love with us, I want to share with you that before I've invested $40,000 at Baylor University to get 2 master's degrees. One in educational administration, which gave me an opportunity to become the principal of a school, because it has been my dream to create a school for children that would grow into happy and healthy individuals, because I felt that the school system was creating biorobots, and it just wasn't designed for our bodies and for our sensuality and for our happiness. I was truly unhappy with the way the school system was in the country from where I come from, the former Soviet Union. I was born and raised in Armenia, but I went to Russian school, and then I went to Poland to college, where I've American college, where I learned English and became a teacher of English. And finally, I came to America at 25. And at Baylor University, I studied how to become the principal of a school in America, if so I wanted. And I also was always interested about my contact with God, my own spiritual journey, because I had life and death experiences, and I had a really strong connection with Jesus. And so I studied the Christian theology and contemporary society, and studied all the religions in the world. So from 25 to 28, I've invested $40,000, which not personally, I received a scholarship, but that's a different story for manifesting the miracles. God is great. But it was $40,000 to get this education. And I don't remember now, I think 2 or 3 years to get a master's degree. And then at 28, I was accepted to law school. I went to California to Thomas Jefferson School of Law. And I spent another 3 years of my life studying international law, banking law, tax law, business law, to understand how this world works. How to find safety, security, and in this really aggressive world that we live in, and how to find justice in this world. Because this is what really, some of the questions I was personally pondering. I wanted to live in a just world. I wanted to feel safe as a woman in this world. And so that was about $30,000 a year at that time. I was 28 then, so long time ago. I'm sure the prices in America have gone through the roof now. But it's $90,000 just for the school, and plus you couldn't work really much. And so over $100,000 was invested by me, and at the time I got married, so my husband paid for my legal degree. So if I take a look at it, it's $140,000 in fees for the education that didn't bring me to happiness, didn't bring me to health, didn't bring me into a happy marriage, or a deep soul fulfillment. And then from 35 to 45, I spent over $100,000 on courses and teachers and retreats and webinars and everything I could learn about, coaching and marketing, and learning about the feminine and the masculine and the psychology and the healing and the growth and the evolution. And basically 10 years of my life from 35 to 45, and over $100,000. I cannot even put an actual price, because I was making a lot of money and I was spending it constantly on this. And so by 45, I've had so much education, and I was single. My hormones were down. I was cynical and deeply disappointed about an opportunity to be loved. I didn't understand what else men want, because I was beautiful, educated, financially independent, ready to love, dreaming about the perfect relationship. And I was like, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I know everything. Why is it not happening for me? And this is where the true journey began for me. At 45, I did a womb healing for myself. And this changed how I feel. It made me deeply sensual, because it helped me heal the traumas that our womb has to feel when we're going through wrong relationships, when we had any sexual trauma, either physically being abused or emotionally being abused, but the sexuality is the root cause of all our insecurities and problems. That's the first chakra, that's the first step. So I created a womb healing program where I healed all of my past relationships with men and freed myself from fear, cynicism, disconnected myself from all the sexual imprints and all the contacts and connections. My goal was to create a program that would help me to have the womb of a virgin. I wanted my womb to have this pure energy of pleasure, peace, joy. And I wanted to become this pure fountain of sexual energy that emanates from my womb, this safety with men. I wanted to meet the man and not to judge him and hold him accountable for everything my exes have done to me, quote unquote. So I didn't want to be the victim in a relationship, and I didn't want to make every man I meet the victim of all of my past relationships and disappointments. And in the womb healing program, then the next step was, because there's 7 steps in the womb healing program, and then the next steps I discovered as I started healing inside my womb is my relationship with my mom and my relationship with my dad. I met my traumatized little girl that was looking for love through mom and dad and searching for God through mom and dad. Because for a child, mom and dad is your God, that is your creator. And so I created a way to heal the 7 generations of wombs, healing not only my womb, but sending love to the womb of my mother and 7 generations. But I've done it through the womb, not through the rituals that I've learned from the shamanism and the other coaches, where there are a lot of rituals out there in the world for women. I was able to connect and to heal the feminine lineage through the womb in this womb healing program. And there is something that freed me up. That was like the first step to becoming a magical woman, to connecting to my actually feminine energy without fear to be abused or victimized, because we carry it through the codes of our mothers, grandmothers, and so forth, all of our mothers that have given birth to us. Then the next part was healing with the father and all the men. And then only, because it's 7 steps in the womb healing program, and only then I activate it. I do the rituals of activation of the womb. And one of my clients called me up from LA, and she was in the emergency. And for 1 year, her womb was bleeding, and she was already in an emergency to cut the womb out, vasectomy, I think it's called. No, forgive me if I'm using the wrong words. English is not my first language, and I haven't been in America for the last 10 years. So, and so she calls me up from an emergency room and she says, I just found your womb healing program on YouTube because I am bleeding to death for a year. I said, do you have a problem in the relationship? She goes, yeah, we're fighting all the time. I'm like, so your womb has been first letting you know there is a pain, and then it started misfunctioning, and now it's bleeding to no end, letting you know there's a problem, because the womb is responsible for relationships. This is our senses. Sensuality is our power center for love, for self, for connection. And so the 4th ritual in the womb healing program is, now that the womb has been healed through the sexual imprints with men, through your mother's lineage, through your father's lineage, now I'm activating the womb to open it up. And then I'm teaching you the how to activate your yoni muscles, your vagina, work it out in a way that your ovaries start to create and generate estrogen and progesterone, which are the feminine hormones, and the testosterone, which is your masculine hormone, to make you whole and complete as a woman, and how to raise that energy into your womb. So this program was my flagmanship program. Was my jam that I created for women, and I thought that would be the only program that any woman would need, and it's only $500 right now. You can go to my website yanagood.com and click on the womb healing program, learn more, a little bit more about it, and I highly recommend that every woman should have this incredible tool. I really believe that's the step number one, and everybody can afford it. And then the moment she bought this program and she did the first ritual, her womb stopped bleeding and she didn't have to cut it off. And then we did some private sessions with her, and I created a wholeness retreat. After the womb healing program, by working for a few years privately and doing healing retreats with women and some men, once I got married, I created a wholeness retreat that is 10 steps that brings up everything, all your mental patterns, all of your limiting beliefs that create a victim archetype on you already now on all the other chakras. And so the womb healing and the wholeness retreat, this is what will keep you safe, powerful, help you heal and activate yourself as a woman. And so this is the first step for women that are just starting the journey in the school of love. And even if you've done other programs with women about womb healing or sexuality, please trust me on this. This womb healing program and this wholeness retreat is revolutionary. It's life-changing. It's the most empowering programs you can have. And all of our programs are beautifully video recorded, and they're available on our website for life. Because these programs you use years after years after years. It's not a one time you did it and you threw it away. Because it's a whole and complete system for healing and awakening your feminine energy. And really falling in love with yourself, seeing what is holding you back from actually activating yourself as a woman and deeply falling in love with yourself. Because without falling in love with yourself, how can you create a love relationship? Then you will be needy, looking for somebody to love you, looking for somebody to activate you sexually, looking for somebody who will financially take care of you or mentally stimulate you. You'll be looking for a savior. And savior is always also the aggression and also the victim. It's like you cannot get out of this triangle of victim, aggressor, and the savior for as long as you're looking to be saved from an outside. Is the wholeness retreat helps you to really learn deeply how this victim archetype is formed. And it's such a rich retreat. We did it with an intimate group of women during the pandemic. And we really went deep and felt and explored. It was so real, so raw, so authentic. It was like a living river, a living process that one by one, each session was building and unfolding. And I would create a plan. But then once we get into the collective field of women, it would just take a life form of its own. And so I am so deeply proud, grateful, and excited about this wholeness journey that I went with women, that for the next 2 years, I kept going over and over the Wholeness Retreat as a journey for myself. And the first few years, I used the womb healing program as the healing instrument for me. Whenever I didn't feel comfortable, I would always connect to my womb and do one of the rituals from the womb healing program. I would feel like which one has the clue to me. So there is 7 steps in the womb healing program, 7 videos, and there is 10 steps in the Wholeness Retreat. So this is like a beautiful work that you will use for life. That's why, I give a life access to it. Because every year you grow and mature and heal something and learn something. But if you don't feel comfortable, you can always go back and take something from that. It's a really powerful resource for you. So that helped me to heal and activate my feminine. So the next step that I recommend is the Sexual Goddess Retreat, because this is the next question that we encounter once we heal and activate our womb. We encounter the question is, how do I raise my sexual energy? What practices that I do to keep my hormones up, to stay young, to stay vital, to stay beautiful, and to be able to attract the relationship with a quality man, with someone who can feel that I am the queen in the relationship. What can I offer in the relationship? So the Sexual Goddess is an extraordinary journey, again, 10 sessions, where you study all the 4 elements. So I incorporated everything I know from the shamanic practices, how to raise your energy through the earth, the water, the fire, the air elements. The geisha practices, how to move these energies through you, how to activate your muscles, how to raise this sexuality and activate it in your womb and raise the energy to the level that you want. Because as a woman, there are 7 levels that you can live and express yourself in. And then the level 1, your feminine energy, I call it the water, is like a cup with just a little bit of water. And so at this level of sexual energy, whether you are young but you have been locked up and traumatized, so you're not really producing a lot of sexual energy, or you are now older, and after 35, our hormones start going down. And so by the time you're 45, when I checked my estrogen and progesterone at 45, they were at the lowest point. And they told me another year or 2, and I would be at the minus with these hormones. And they said that basically women that have cancer, and like whether it's the womb or the breast or whatever, or feminine, cervical, whatever, all these diseases feminine related, they all have really low estrogen and progesterone in their body. And so I was like, wow, this was a wake-up call for me. And so, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. This is when I met a woman from Russia that that was a doctor, and she ran for 16 years the school for the art of geisha that they created with her husband. And from her, I learned how to raise the hormones by utilizing the internal muscles. And I flew to Dubai and I did tests with her. They had a computer program that literally could test your muscles, sexual muscles, and how much energy you emit. And I already was practicing for 1 year my sexual goddess practices and the womb healing practices. And I was 100 degrees above all of them, including my teacher. So that was revolutionary. That made me sit and think about how come in 1 year of doing the womb healing program and practicing the sexual goddess practices, because what I did, I combined everything I know. It's like I cleaned up the codes, because I was also, utilizing my spiritual channel and praying to my higher self to enlighten me, because certain information was confusing and not working and not effective. So I like collected everything I know, cleansed it up, practiced it, and found the rituals and designed the rituals that actually work. And so I practiced for 1 year and I became the woman of power. I started embodying the sexual energy. And then I went to Dubai to meet my teacher, who was doing a retreat for some of the rich wives of some of the richest men in Dubai. And they were practicing with these really advanced instruments that you put into your vagina and you squeeze and you practice, kind of Kegel exercises. They have developed their own thing. And they would come and measure with her. So some of them have been practicing their vaginas for 5 years and 8 years. And for me, only for 1 year with my instruments. And so when I came, I wanted to measure up and to see what else I need to do, because I kept working on myself. And I felt that I started blooming and blossoming at 46. I felt that I can move energy because I healed my womb. So the sexual energy was coming into the second chakra, and I was like, wow. So about the levels. So the first level of sexuality is a woman is like a cup of water. And so when she meets the man, his fire can burn up this water super, super fast. This is when your estrogen is low. The second level is when a woman is like a well. So she has enough sexual energy, enough estrogen, enough what I call water to actually create a marriage and have children, and enough energy for the family. So she is able to attract. And I want to combine these two instruments with what I've learned in Dubai. There's a computer program that measures how much energy you emit. And so the first level, you emit 20%. So you're practically invisible. And some of my clients were models, incredibly beautiful women at 28, incredible body, smart, highly already educated with master's degree. And they still were in the space of hoping and dreaming about meeting a good man and a rich man and getting married. And I was like, why do you think you cannot attract men that will pay for you, that will love you, that will worship you, that will adore you? I mean, you're the dream woman, dream package. And their sexual energy wasn't high enough. They looked externally beautiful. It's like a candy in a wrap. So wrap is not enough. When a man unwraps you, like basically eats you up, it's your sexual energy that is the candy. And so at the first level, the woman is emitting 20%. And so she's practically not desirable. So at 45, at 50, at 60, like the lower your estrogen is, the more invisible you become, the less desirable you become to men. Your sexual attraction is very, very low. So then the second level is the well, and this is about maybe 30 to 40 to maybe even 50% of on a scale from 0 to 500, like you are emitting. And the third level of woman, this is her sexual energy is like a lake, if we metaphorically speaking. She has so much sexual energy that is enough for family, enough for business. She has enough vitality to really create. And so she's emitting about 70 at that time. So she becomes actually visible and desirable. So if you're sitting at the table, it doesn't matter who is younger, like 3 girlfriends, and a wonderful man comes in. And it doesn't matter which one of you is younger or prettier. The one that emits the level 3 energy is going to be most attractable, so to speak. Like she's going to be most visible, and the man's attention is going to go there. So often women ask, how come? Like, my girlfriend that is older than me and uglier than me, but how come she has the man and I don't have the man. And in fact, the reason I bought this Art of Geisha program was that in one of the introductory videos, this teacher of mine, she shared this story that there were two sisters in Russia from a really wealthy family. And the older sister was married in London to a lord, like a really highly political, he was in the I don't remember I don't want to connect to the logical part of my brain, but you understand the lords that are in the parliament and whatever. So he was like, had a really high position there. And she married him, and she was super happy, and she had two kids, and he loved her, and everything was great. And the younger sister was already 30 years old, and she was a model looking girl, looking like in her 20s. So she came to their school and she said, my sister is not as pretty, is older than me, and she's loved, worshipped, and adored after having two kids. And I am so beautiful and I do everything to be perfect. And I cannot get married. What is the problem? So when they measure them up, the pretty young girl, the sister, she was emitting 20. So her sexual energy was at the level of the first level, and her sister was over 100. I think it was 140 or something. And so they were like, well, she's at a level 4, you're at a level 1. So she deserves a man that is compatible to level 4. I have a video about seven levels where I go into details. Here I just want to like a quick reminder for you, for those that have seen this video. If you haven't, please watch the 7 levels video. It will be very educational for you. And so she practiced with them, raised her energy up, and got married. And I was like, I was 45 when I was listening to this. I was like, maybe I cannot get married because my sexual energy is low. And I went and checked my hormones, and indeed they were low. And if I kept on, hoping and dreaming and just not doing anything about it, who knows, maybe from a healthy and beautiful 45-year-old, I would have become a cancer candidate. I was already a cancer candidate, and so anyhow, that saved my life, that story. I was like, I want to be the woman. I want to be the sister that has high sexual energy inside of me. And so if level 1 is the water, is the cup of water, level 2 is the well, level 3 is a lake, level 4 is like the river. It's already estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. All 3 hormones are balanced in a woman and active, because progesterone creates like the earth, like, so it's the banks of the river. The estrogen is the water, and the testosterone is the fire, is that gives you energy to move forward. And so you become this powerful river. And so when a man meets a woman level 4, they know they're going to be successful. So usually the queen and the king level, if you want a man who is successful, powerful, has a lot of testosterone, because to succeed you do need to have a lot of testosterone, you need to be level 4 at least. So I call this the level of queen and kings energetically. And this is a very powerful level, and very few women have this level of energy. So when you look at actresses, the ones that become superstars, or in the models that become supermodels, they go from level 4 and up. So Angelina Jolie, for example, she's a level 5. So what is the level 5? After the river, we have the sea. So the river goes into the sea, to the sea of love. So that is so much potency. That is so much sexual energy. Why do most women don't have it? Because they have had sexual trauma when they were a child, or they haven't been practicing and the life has taken the best out of them, and usually both. But once you do the healing and you start practicing the sexual goddess rituals that I teach, your energy keeps rising and rising and rising, and you can reach level 5. So, and the next level is level 6, that's the ocean. So when I came to Bali, I was at a level 4. And at Bali, I started practicing to level 5 and 6. And once I reached the level 6, this is when I did calling in the one. And the same day, my husband appeared. He was literally delivered to me. And I've already shared this story in previous videos. So hopefully you've been watching other videos in our school. And so this is the level, the seven levels, because at the 7th level, this is already your 7th chakra. This is the spirituality. This is when you integrate your sexual energy together with your goddess divine. And so, yeah, I was so excited about it. I started practicing. So when I went to Dubai and I measured myself up, I was 100 points emitting more than all the women there. And I was like, incredible. Why is it like that? And it's because I studied from the womb healing program. It's because I created a sexual goddess rituals for myself, which integrated everything I learned from her about the art of geisha and all the shamanic exercises. So I was empowering and embodying and raising my sexuality and raising my sensuality and trusting and loving in my virgin womb, so to speak. I gave myself a second life, a new spring. You know, from 45 to 46, I just practiced. And so this is what I recommend to, I don't care how old you are, give yourself permission for 1 year to just practice and change your life. Because why did I share with you, to get a law degree, 3 years and $100,000 in education. To get a master's degree, like 2 or 3 years, I got a double, and $40,000 in education at that time. And no happiness. When you come to the School of Love, you buy for $500 a womb healing program, for $1,000 a wholeness retreat. So it's only $1,500. And you go to level 1, you heal yourself and activate yourself fully. Then you spend $3,000 and you get the sexual goddess retreat and you start practicing. So what's the math? $4,500 your investment into becoming the greatest woman that you can be. Now, this is the prices for 2026. If you're watching this in further years on our website, yanagood.com, you can check the prices may, of course, increase and change. But I just want to recommend for you the process. So you can start from womb healing and wholeness retreat, or you can start from the sexual goddess retreat. But I believe that you need those instruments to just become a woman, a healthy, radiant, sexual, sensual, powerful, empowered, embodied woman. The next step is the Queen Retreat, because the Queen is now your crown. You work on yourself, you activate yourself, you practice. And in the Queen Retreat, we went through activation of the money channel, because the Queen is always abundant, and the self-esteem, because you do need first to heal your traumatized parts. You need to activate your sexuality. And now you need to activate your confidence, your presence, activate your crown. And the crown is not like, oh, I am a queen. In there, we go deeply, like we create the crown based on virtues. Like there are different stones that we have, each representing a certain virtue. And we create your own code of the queen, because each of you have a different need, frequency, and desire and expression. We're all unique. So it's such a beautiful process. So all of these retreats and programs are already beautifully recorded for you. All you do is you go to yanagood.com and you choose where you want to get started with. You click the buy, you send me a message on WhatsApp, Yana, I'm in, because that's all going to be in there on the website, the contacts, and we add you to our school manually. We welcome you and we add you to our school, and you have access to it forever. And you can always ask me questions if you need to. If you're just starting the school and you are ready to buy everything, you can call me and I can consult you how to do it and so forth. And I've created the Temple of Love meetings for the members of our school to be able to contact me live and ask questions and go through life healings and so forth in our community. So isn't this amazing? This is not all the instruments I have, but I think for the woman, you need to start from the womb, healing and activation, from wholeness, healing your victimhood before you start a relationship, especially if you're going through divorce or you're fighting or there's a problem and you have just broken up, you're heartbroken. The Wholeness Retreat is like gonna be the biggest gift you can give to yourself. And then the next step, you go through empowering yourself. So you heal yourself and then you start empowering yourself through Sexual Goddess, through Queen retreats. And now we reach the last piece, and it's called Purpose Decoded. So Purpose Decoded is for your inner man. This is for your expression in this world, being connected to the truth of who you are, not who you think you are, but to the truth of who you are. And in my next video, I'm going to share with you about how to activate your gene codes and to really understand what frequency you came here to give. What is your divine essence? So I'm super excited to share this in the next video for you. And what else I want to share in this one before I complete this beautiful introduction for you and your welcoming video into our School of Love. So I have created 2 more programs for you. One is the 7 Magnificent Meditations. They're magical, enchanting meditations. Each one is healing and activating your chakras. So the first one is I Am Beautiful. As soon as you sign up to our school, when you go to yanagood.com and you sign up, you receive I Am Beautiful as a gift. You can go right now on YouTube and just listen to the beginning of it and deeply fall in love with it. The meditations I created from an orgasmic womb. So when people say there's so many free meditations out there in YouTube, but as soon as I connect to your meditations, it's like I will fall in love. Why? I'm like, because you feel that the voice of the womb of the woman that is activated, that is healed, that is in pleasure, that is in bliss, like it's a special treat. And so the first meditation, I'm gifting it to you as my beautiful gift from my beautiful heart to you, because I feel that beauty is a frequency. And we're so all different, like not everyone is designed as a perfect model, and the world would be just boring if everybody looked the same. Like personally, honestly, I don't want to look like Angelina Jolie. I love watching her movies and how amazing she is, but no, I don't want to be like her. I want to feel beautiful in my body. And so that's why I created the I Am Beautiful meditation. I was 47 and I was like orgasmic and blissing out every day. And I wanted to wake up and meditate and support my state of beingness, my embodying my beauty. And the second meditation is I Am Love. And that is a really powerful ritual of activating your womb, and blooming the flower of love in your womb. And the next one is I am orgasmic, and then I am enchanted, and I am abundant, I am light, and then for the night to sleep, I am the moon, because we have a problem right nowadays with so much stress, how to fall asleep. But in each meditation, it's a really powerful ritual to activate your feminine on each chakra. And so you can buy them one by one, you can buy them as a package and really enjoy it every night, do a different one, or for 21 days, one at a time. They're really powerful activation instruments, and they're going to make you feel amazing. So that's like for our seventh chakra, right? How do we feel connected to the goddess divine in our body embodied, pleasure embodied. And there is one more program called 4 Elements. I created it before I created the Sexual Goddess Retreat. It's only $500, and I share there the shamanic rituals working with the earth and the water, where you are doing the ritual connecting with your breath and how to take the energy and how to activate your womb with the earth, with the fire, with the water. And I'm sharing there one geisha technique, how to enchant a man once your womb has been healed and you've activated your vagina muscles, your yoni power. So that was first that I created. And then once I already was married, I finally we have invested like over $10,000 in the equipment. Like right now there is lights on me coming, there's camera, there's a computer, there's a lot of tools that I needed. And I needed someone to film me where I'm feeling safe. And so I couldn't design this retreat while I was single. So after 3 years being married, I've got one of my students who already did a few private retreats with me in paradise in Bali. She couldn't remember everything that I was teaching her. And I realized, I was like, listen, I want to teach you and record it for you. So I've created a Sexual Goddess Retreat as a private retreat, as a private format. And she's 30 years old, so I answered all the questions that women are bombarded nowadays with about relationships and so forth. So the Sexual Goddess Retreat is extraordinary. I teach you wisdom, how to build relationships, and I teach you everything you know about your sexuality, how to squeeze your muscles, how to connect to the elements, and how to raise your frequency through your orgasmic blissful energy and move to whatever level you want to be. Do you want to be at level 3? Do you want to be at level 4? Do you want to be the river? Do you want to be the sea? Do you want to be an ocean? So that's the program that allows you to go to whatever level you want to be. That's the empowerment. That's like the crown. And then I've created the Queen's Club for women that went with me through the Queen Retreat and bought the Sexual Goddess Retreat. And so I created the Queen's Club as a space where we can practice. So as soon as you buy the Sexual Goddess and the Queen Retreat, you can get a couple of sessions for free in our Queen's Club. Take a look at the specials I'm running right now so that you can ask all the questions and you can practice live with me. And after that, it's a paid container where we pay for the session to get together and practice together. So this is for women that go, because I was thinking like I need also continual education. So you have all of these beautiful products videotaped for you. So you have live access, and we have an opportunity for live support for free in the Temple of Love, and for paid, the unique community of women that already went through the wholeness, the queen, the sexual goddess. So you are an elite. You are at a different level of having worked on yourself. So your questions are different level, and we want to practice together, right? Work, play, and practice together. So for that, I created the Queen's Container. So now I feel like the school is complete. And the purpose decoded is what we've created with my husband this year. And that was the culmination of our journey together. And so that I will share for you in the next video. But now you have it all. So go to yanagood.com, to our website, to our School of Love, and start your journey ASAP. And remember, I am here for you. You can contact me directly. You can join our Temple of Love. When you sign up to the school, you will be receiving emails from me. When you join our Telegram, which is under this video, our Telegram chat, you will have access to me. You can write in the comments, so you can communicate with me. You can ask questions. You can be part of the community of women that don't want to be hoping and waiting and dreaming about a Prince Charming who will come and save them, but wants to get on that fire horse and embody, heal, learn, and embody their sexual presence, their feminine essence, and to get married to the love of their lives. Cannot wait to share more with you in the next videos. Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for your likes, for your support. And welcome, welcome, welcome to the School of Love, this incredible journey into self-love and into creation, manifestation, and enjoyment and embodiment of sexual divine.